Happy Chinese New Year! Celebrate at Mandarin. Indulge your taste buds with delicious dumplings like beef pot stickers, hagao, siamai, and more. All available on dine-in with select items available for takeout and delivery while supplies last. Mandarin.
About, I want to say like 8 to 10 months ago, after losing 100 pounds on GLP-1s and keeping it off for a long time, I started regaining out of nowhere, and I was terrified. But I also started having hot flashes and bouts of crying and snacky cravings and waking up at 3 a.m. unable to go back to sleep. It turns out I was in perimenopause, so I started hormone replacement therapy, which is also called HRT, through a telehealth called Winona that specializes in this, and it changed everything. And now I'm sleeping better, and my hot flashes are all but gone, thank God. And I feel like myself again. And it turns out that you can actually start perimenopause as early as 35. And well, I'm 46 and she's here. HRT has really come a long way, and there's just no need to suffer anymore. So if you're like this and you're in the same boat, you can check out buywinona.com and you can use the link in our link tree to save some money.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, with results you can see faster. Lose 15% of your weight with the formula from Eli Lilly that hits not one, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and nausea. Weight loss faster, confidence higher, price cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
Welcome to the Plus Size Podcast. Hey, Kat.
Hi. Howdy. Hello. Did you dig yourself out from the snow?
Indeed. Ice.
Yeah.
No snow here.
I know.
Only ice.
We didn't get any ice, snow, or ice. When we're recording this, we're in the big snowpocalypse of the south.
Yeah.
We just got rain.
You did. We got ice.
We got ice, but
it's a lot. Yeah. Anyway, digress. So, Kat and I are working real hard to make our intro short and sweet. So here we go. If you are a regular and you don't want to hear this nonsense, this is your cue to fast forward. We do it because we get new people every week. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm Ken. This is the Plus Sides Podcast. Our podcast is an education and advocacy podcast about metabolic disease. So we talk about everything. We interview people who have dealt with obesity for a short time, for a long time, all different things. And then we also interview experts so that we can truly understand this, because we want you to know you're not alone, and the experts help you realize it's not your fault. Okay? This is a disease. It's not your fault. I've been on GLP-1s for 3.5 years. I've lost 100 pounds. We talk about everything from like dealing with that my whole life to perimenopause to all the things in between, because it's about your health. It's not a weight loss. It's not a weight loss journey. It's not. Okay. And that's who I am, why I'm here. Kat, who are you and why are you here?
it's a health and wellness journey, really. Mm-hmm. It really is. And a whole other kind of journey as well. But I am Kat. You can find me Kat Carter on TikTok. I don't know, Mrs. Kat Carter on Instagram. I'm falling out of love with the TT. But you can always find me on the IG.
Yes.
MRSKATCARTR, Mrs. Kat Carter. Anyway, so I have been on the GLP-1s. I've been on Moujaro, I say it just for you, for it's been almost 3 years too. Yep. And I was the queen of stalls for 2 years. And then I discovered HRT and a little extra oomph, and I'm distracted by the dog. If you don't have the video, Kim is being stalked by her puppy. Anyway, so I finally did officially lose 100 lbs. I don't know what goal looks like, but maybe 20 more. I don't know. I might poo a brick sideways if I get below 200. And that's what will happen. Or maybe I'll poo purple Twinkies. I don't know. Something will happen. I have not been below 200
next week to see what color.
All right, that is like 20 plus pounds from now, but I don't know. I think that's
pretty good.
If I get to 199, I'm gonna stop. I think that'll just be good
Honestly,
there.
you're looking pretty skinny. I'm gonna be like those obnoxious people that go, maybe it's time to stop. Damn business. But you look skinny to me because it's skinny as I've ever seen you.
Maybe,
We've been friends for like
that's
14
what I'm
years.
saying. I have not been below 200 since I was in my teens.
Same.
As I'm saying, I might poop purple Twinkies if
Yeah.
that happens. I'll be like, whoa.
Yeah.
And
It's like I'm still going through the peri and the stress and all the things, so I'm bouncing around. But you know what? And I can say it here, friends, Reddit's on the way. Don't you think it's crazy that Reddit still has not come out? I mean, like, we started
The rah-rah.
3 years ago. It's still not out. Like, why?
And they said 26, so here's just, it's only January.
They also said 25 when we were in 24. Like, I'm telling you, it's extending.
And listeners, if you're listening, leave
Don't
us a
send me.
comment wherever you're listening.
Don't send me. I don't know.
Listeners, comment what you are, what are your not your prospects, but what are you predicting? What do you think is going to happen in 26 with the rah-rah?
Oh, speaking of, because this is what will be our nice intro into our new show today. While you are listening to this, go pause it right quick, okay? And go over and give us a 5-star review because we need it, right? And if you're watching, give us a thumbs up, make some comments, tell us all the things, tell us you love this show, help us keep it going.
And leave us your, what is it? What was leave us your speculations.
Oh yes, I'm speculating with Kim. Speculate with us.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to hear it. I want to know.
Me too. All right. So today we are going to talk about food, and we are going to talk about the importance of it with these meds. And I know that you're probably thinking, but Kim, you got all these things that say that food doesn't really do blah 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 blah. I know, but I don't know everything. That's why I bring people on here to help us. Okay.
So technically it can be your medicine.
What?
The food can be your medicine too.
A big part of it, and we are going to discuss said part today. Yay! Let's invite in our new friend, Marius. Hello, Anna. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you ladies? You guys are so fun.
Yeah, we're crazy. We always start our show with asking our guests, tell us about who you are and how you help people. So we'll start there.
Sure. So I'm Anna Reisdorf. I'm a registered dietitian, and I've been a registered dietitian for 20 years, and I've helped people in a lot of capacities, but currently I have a podcast and a YouTube channel called GLP-1 Hub, and my vision for it was that I would be the hub for all quality information on GLP-1 medications from a dietitian's point of view, doctors, healthcare professionals. So that's, all the free content that I create is how I'm trying to combat a little bit of the misinformation and anxiety and stress around this wonderful, life-changing medication.
Yeah, love it. We love it. And I'll tell you, I think it's fantastic that you're here. We've had a couple dietitians on the show, and I think that it's important because in the beginning, I feel like it wasn't as accepted amongst the profession, and it's an important piece of it. So we're very glad to have you here. So you are a dietitian, but from what I understand, you are also a GLP-1 girly. Isn't that right?
I am. Yes, I am.
So tell us about how that came to be, or have you always struggled with your weight?
So I never felt that I struggled with my weight. My mother felt that I struggled with my weight. So I remember, I remember in the 8th grade, we went to the beach, and I was there with my girlfriend, and we were jumping the waves, and I was wearing my bikini, and I was doing my things, and I didn't think about my body at all. I was having a good time. And we came home that day, and I distinctly remember her saying, "You really need to lose weight. Like, you look terrible jumping in the waves with your bathing suit on." So since that minute, it's I was 14 years old, 13 years old, that was in my head. So then it was, oh, I'll make cabbage soup for you. You can eat just cabbage soup. Or I'll take you to Weight Watchers and we can count points and we'll do it together. And she was from Brazil, my mother. And so in Brazil, it's like you do plastic surgery if you're not thin enough. You do the things. So for her, this was like helping me become like what was acceptable in her mind, what I was. So that sort of implanted it, but it was never something that I could stick to. Like through all of those diets that she tried to make me do, through all of the Weight Watchers, through all this, it's like nothing ever changed. If anything, I started gaining weight over time. So, I managed to keep my weight what I would consider a normal level. Like my BMI probably averaged before I had kids, maybe 27. So I wasn't like really overweight. There was a couple times when I first became a dietitian, I worked at this weight loss clinic where people were preparing for gastric bypass. And there was a doctor there that was willing to prescribe phentermine for me. So I remember I was like doing 5 a.m. boot camp and phentermine, and I did lose about the 20 extra pounds maybe that I had, but it kind of crept back up. And then with kids, I had 2 kids and stress, and I'm a business owner, just a lot of things on my plate, and like nothing ever really stuck. So I was able, after my second kid, I got up to about 200, 210, which put me squarely in the sort of obesity range, and I just felt like I had to do something about it. So I was willing to make the effort. I joined this boot camp thing at the gym, and I was counting my calories. I probably lost about 20 pounds of that, baby weight, but then it was just not budging. So I started hearing, after doing all sorts of other things, keto, Weight Watchers again, all these things to try to get back to a weight where I felt more comfortable. I started hearing this buzz around Ozempic in my dietitian communities. Like everybody was talking, oh, my patients are on Ozempic, because this was before GLP-1 was approved for weight loss. And so I asked a colleague of mine about it who works in weight management. She's like, yeah, it really works. Like it really is helping people. So because I had done the phentermine before, I kind of felt comfortable using drugs for weight loss. So I was like, let me try it. So I went to what is now, I think, Weight Watchers, which is Sequence, back then, and they prescribed me Moujaro, and it was at the end of 2022. And it was right before it got approved for weight management. So they had like a coupon that you could get at the time, and it was like $500.
Oh, gee, coupon girly.
So it was like $500, like for the medication. And so I was like, okay, well I can manage that. Like I'll lose the weight and then I'll just get off. So I think I was on it for 3 months, and I lost, I don't know, maybe 20 pounds in those 3 months. And I felt like a good weight. Like I was like, I'm okay. And then I went to buy it again, and it was gonna be $1,500. And I was like, my husband will kill me. He'll be like, go to the gym more days. Like, eat some vegetables. Like you're not spending $1,500 on this weight loss drug. So I got off. And that summer, I had a good time summer. I will be honest, I was not really paying attention much to my diet. We were like going to the lake, and we had all these plans, and we were just having a good time. To me, good time means nachos and beers and doing the fun things. So I put the weight back on pretty quickly. Then I was like, okay, I know what I did wrong. I know that I can't just like be a good time party gal all the time. It's like not compatible with my age and my history of being more overweight. Your body's just ready to gain it back, right? So I went back on the medication and was able to lose that weight again. And then once again, because of cost, I stopped. So that time I did a compounded semaglutide because a med spa here in town was offering it for like $75 a month, or a week, not a month. A week. So it was much less expensive than the $1,500. So I got off again after a little while, and I was much more diligent about my diet and exercise and the things. But then I just, after about 8 months, I started seeing the weight creep back. So all the time. And so I met with a colleague of mine who specializes in weight management and weight maintenance. She's like, you got 2 choices. You can either do all of these things to keep this weight off, exercise an hour and a half a day, eat 100 grams of protein, follow a diet for the rest of your life, like really just be strict and like this is your life maintaining this weight.
It's given us quite a community business opportunities. Something else like it's given us quite a community business opportunities. Something else like kind of figure out who you are. It's pretty life-changing. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm wondering, because I kind of want to get in a little bit into what you do, right? And dig into these things a little bit more. So in terms of, I hear this a lot, that I hear, I mean, I kind of know, but I want everybody else to know, and I would like to know more. When it comes to a dietitian versus, now I always say nutritionalist, and I think it's because that's what my mom says, and Kat says, no, it's nutritionist. So what is the difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian?
Sure. So a registered dietitian is somebody who has taken a specific number of courses, done a 1-year internship, and taken an exam to become registered by the Commission for Dietetic Registration. Mm-hmm. So there's like very strict sort of requirements to become a registered dietitian. Technically, a nutritionist is anybody who decides they want to be a nutritionist. There are programs where you can become like a certified nutritionist where there is specific training and things like that involved. But generally, like you could decide today, I'm a nutritionist and start counseling people and just.
So I can be like, I'm a nutritionist, you can have, and I'm going to call it that instead. You can have meatballs.
It's so Georgia of you, and I appreciate it.
It's my mama. It's just
it's so Georgia. I love it.
Nutritionalist. That's funny. I mean, not funny, but like, so, but I mean, it's not that bad. But like, people can like get certifications and like help it along. I'm curious, like, is like the gap, like, because we talk about time about how there's like this big gap between the amount of like specialists that are available and the amount of people that are sick. Is there a pretty big gap, like in how many dietitians there are?
There are not very many dietitians. I want to say 60,000 in the United States, maybe, but most of them work in the hospital because we're allowed to practice something called medical nutrition therapy, which is actually like healing diseases. So we can write like tube feedings and like TPN, which is like vein feeding orders. Like more technical stuff is only something a registered dietitian can do. Okay. So it's like a lot of it is very medical.
Yeah.
Whereas, you as a nutritionist, you're technically not supposed to do those types of medical therapy. You can talk about like general healthy eating, but that's not to say that people don't do that and overstep their scope.
Yeah, I get that. Well, my scope is meatball sandwiches, so I'll just stay in my corner. I always say that, like I tease, I'm like, I don't need to be your coach, guys. I eat meatball sandwiches. Meatball sandwich 6 months ago, and I don't know why I keep talking about it like I eat it all the time. But it's funny because I think a lot of people that want to be like coaches, they say they're nutritionists. See, I said it right that time. Mm-hmm. That happens. I feel like a lot. They kind of can, but it's good to know the difference because I do remember we've had doctors on the show before that have said like that people who are registered dietitians are like highly educated, right? It's not just like a certification. Like you have to do a lot of things to become a dietitian, right?
Yes. And I don't want to down people that are nutritionists because I'm sure there's many ways they can help.
No, that's fine. Down them. No, I'm kidding. That's not what I meant. I meant like understanding the difference is important.
Yeah. But it's going to range on the spectrum of those who like really take it seriously and have gotten certifications and further education versus those who just decided, oh, I kind of like nutrition. I'm going to talk to people about it.
Yeah. Which is okay too. We're just saying, know the difference. And don't call them nutritionalists.
Not that funny. It's Georgia. I don't know. I'm getting really like fancy. I fancy the nutritionalist. So anyway,
friends.
All right. Let's not digress. All right. So
I said we've been friends long enough now that you're like, Kim, you're saying this wrong. Oh, thanks.
But it tickles me. Anyways. Anyway, so in the beginning, I've noticed that maybe like some dietitians and nutritionists, darn it, Kim, nutritionists might have been leery with GLP-1s. Has that changed? If so, how? Do we need more change? And if so, what's going to get us there?
I will say that I went to our annual dietitian conference and there was a presentation going on with Summer, you guys probably know, and Dr. Spencer and Ashley Koff. They were presenting, they were the panel, and they started the presentation with who is a fan of GLP-1s, and I raised both of my hands, and Gianna Beasley, who you guys probably also know, also raised her hand. I hear her screaming in the back in a room of like 400 or 500 dietitians, and we were the only ones.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got work to do.
That is some tea. How many did you get actually on it and fibbing about it? That's the next.
I mean, several came up to me during the I don't know if they were in that room at that particular time, but during the conference saying that they were on it.
Wow.
So it's not uncommon.
Yeah.
But I was just shocked because I was like, hell yes. Like,
You thought everybody was going to be like, oh,
like, here's Gianna back there because she's not quiet, you know? and yeah.
Quick pause here. I've had moments on my GLP-1 journey where insurance changes or rising costs forced me to look for a new provider. And honestly, that process can feel very overwhelming. But that's why the Plus Size Podcast is partnered with GLP Winner to give our subscribers a resource to help them make that decision easier. GLP Winner is a comparison platform that lets you explore telehealth providers in all 50 states, whether you're looking for brand name medications or compounded options. You can see pricing up front, read reviews, and get a clear picture of which provider might align best with your needs. Check it out today at glpwinner.com/plus-sides. That's glpwinner.com/plus-sides. Don't forget the Z. Let me tell you a quick story. I was telling Kat how I was regaining weight after my 100-pound loss using GLP-1 medications, and I was having snacky cravings and waking up at 3 a.m. and I had hot flashes, and I was worried. But Kat was like, listen, I went through this last year. It's perimenopause, and I started HRT, and she used this company called Winona. So I started going there to see if this was something that was going with me. Turns out it was, because I'm 46. And it's been amazing. It's taken a while to find the right dose, but once I did, it's just been huge. I've been sleeping. I feel more myself again, and the hot flashes are gone, which is really bad. So I will tell you, it's just been so big for me. And so I wanted to partner with them on the podcast because obviously many of our listeners are going through this same age range and definitely are having these issues. And there's just no need for you to suffer. So if you go to the link that's in our link tree, you can click on that and save money. If you go there and meet all the criteria, this might be something for you to try. So I just want to make sure you have this great resource because it's just been such a big difference for me and Kat. Again, you can go to the link in our link tree and get what you need.
"20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise." That's the power of GLP-1s through Ro. Ro helps find the medication that's right for you, based on cost, availability, and your weight loss goals. Losing weight with GLP-1s is possible through Ro.
Yeah. Wow.
But they came to you afterwards, right? Is that what you said? That makes me think of how, like, I was very quiet about me taking mine, and then Kim started making content like 3 years ago, and I was like, oh, you're on it too? Because I've been real quiet for about 6 months. So I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the dietitians have had a hard time with it. I think that many of them have been trying to push people away from wanting intentional weight loss for a long time. There is a faction of our community that's really into this health at any size, intuitive eating aspect, just accept yourself, this is fine. So I don't want to say how many dietitians are on that camp, but there are many, and they are loud. So they're like, if you go to some of their pages, they're like, GLP-1 is going to kill you. This is why you shouldn't go for it, blah, 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 whatever. And then I think that there's a portion that maybe feel threatened.
Yeah.
You know, like it's going to take away our job.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it's going to make our job more important.
Agreed.
And then dietitians in general are like scared people.
Really?
They want to be correct. They want to be right. They always want to provide research back information, which is great. But this space is moving too fast to do that. Like one of them said, I said the other day in a presentation I gave, I said, you guys gotta be loud. They need you. They need you to tell you the right things, or else it's some influencer on TikTok that's telling them, and that person it's not you. And that person is saying all the wrong things. Like some of the things that I hear, somebody was like, oh, take this supplement and it'll cure your liver, fatty liver. And I'm like, no, it will not.
No.
Like, okay, no.
Yeah.
So I was saying, and the dietitian was like, I just don't know enough. I'm too scared. I was like, you know so much more than any of them.
Yeah.
You know, they need you. Like, even if you know this much, like, share it.
Yeah.
Say something. Like, I haven't been a clinician for a long time. I am not a GLP-1 expert. I started podcasts, started interviewing people that were experts,
Yeah.
so I could learn.
Mm-hmm.
And now
So-
they can watch your podcast and this one and learn.
That's right.
Right? Like that's what's so great. And like I think it's wonderful that you've done this, because I think that just like you said, and I will say in the beginning, like Sakana and I have been at this quite a while, and so we were deep in the stigma, like 3.5 years ago. I mean it's still pretty bad, but we've made a lot of changes, and for better or for worse, that's because Weight Watchers got in the game. I'm telling you, they got in the game, and their PR machine started turning this ship. So for better or for worse, and I ain't a fan, people know, but
They were a catalyst.
they were a massive catalyst.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm thankful looking back, even though it was very traumatic. I'm very thankful for their entrance into the space. I really am. But I think that even when that happened, there's a lot of different people, because I'm curious what you think too. That's why you're here. There's a lot of different, I think, this medicine and it being this groundbreaking thing that it is for obesity, of course, type 2, but for obesity, pushes on everything. It pushes on the food system. It pushes on the medical system. It pushes on fashion. It's pushing on, like, everybody is they're seeing the impact, and the amount of people that we already know that can get the medicine is still very low, right? Compared to how many people are sick, right? So, but it's affecting everything. And I think that anytime something new comes in, like there are always early adopters, but most people are kind of like, right? And I do think that I've seen it with like fitness instructors. I've seen it with I've even seen it with doctors. Like doctors are like, I'm giving my patients that diabetic medication. And like, do you know what I mean? Like they just haven't taken the steps to read the studies and understand this information. And the thing is there are plenty of doctors that are obesity specialists in this space that have taken that data and read through it and break it down into simplification patient terms so we understand what it means. Mm-hmm. And that has been the difference in this, is being able to speak in the way that we can speak, right? Because very few people, if you're not a dietitian or if you're not, a doctor, are going to go and read a bunch of these studies or maybe even necessarily understand them, right? But the context and the expertise of having these experts on, I think, is really important. I think that, so I don't think it's just dietitians only, so I don't want to like villainize them. I think it's anybody in any space. When this was coming, you think it's maybe my job isn't needed anymore, right? And I agree with you. I think that on the contrary, right? There is a massive, and we talked about this on your show, there is a massive wave that is about to hit us. And it's going to be in the summer of this year, when all of these people on Medicare and Medicaid get access to this medicine, or where people start already with the Wegovy pill at $150. They are not going to know what to eat. People are going to be at home. It's going to, because we don't have the infrastructure to support it, which is why we need shows like yours and like ours and all of it. We are the infrastructure. So I think it's really important, and that we, especially with these dietitians, get them on board, because we need you now more than ever. Because, and not only for being on the journey, because look, I think we all know if you're in a deficit, you're going to lose, right? For the most part, how much you lose, how fast you lose, it's a crapshoot, right? But ultimately, like at some point, there's maintenance, right? There's all these other things that affect weight outside of just insulin resistance and, obesity and all these other things. You have to know how to be able to eat in a way that's best for your body type. Talk about you and Gianna, like you and Gianna, and then we have another
Summer and
Summer, yeah. Yep, Summer does. Summer makes content, and she does stuff with Vineyard. Yeah, with Vineyard, right? Yeah. So I think we need more and more content like that, and in ways that I think that we can understand. I think that I am curious for you, Ron. Do you feel like when people come to you, like how thick is a diet culture when you're talking to them? Like how much are they like talking about points and restriction and all of these different things?
It's kind of painful. And honestly, this when I say new generation, it's the new old generation that's coming on to this medication. People over 60, 65 that are going to finally get access to it.
Yep.
They are deep. It's going to have to retrain their entire brains. Like they cannot let go of the need. One of them wrote me this long message about how she's terrified of oatmeal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like
I am too, but it's gross. That's why.
if it's a preference, you don't have to buy.
You just don't put the right stuff in it.
I'm not kidding. I overdid it.